Dan Slott and Fareed Karami end the Reckoning War as the aftermath of Reed Richards' use of the Ultimate Nullifier and the fate of the Watchers are revealed. Dan Slott finishes up the galaxy-spanning Reckoning War with a very satisfying finale that ties off all of the story's loose ends and sets up some extremely fun things for the future of Marvel's cosmic side. I love the idea that the galaxy is now 9/10ths bigger, with new planets, aliens, technology, and gods, not just for the Fantastic Four to explore and uncover, but all of Marvel Cosmic to explore and uncover, and I hope for something to start creeping into the other cosmic set books like X-Men Red. Slott also used the issue to do a little bit of resetting regarding things he's introduced throughout his run here, and even things back he introduced in his mid-2000s She-Hulk book, effectively rebooting the cosmic side of the Marvel Universe and giving us back a rather normal Galactus and Silver Surfer as his companion herald, a Watcher who is back to what he really used to be, and probably the biggest takeaway is the re-emergence of Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D., which is perfectly set up here at the end and something I know myself and many others have been looking forward to for some time, since we've been without S.H.I.E.L.D. for quite a few years now. The one thing that did surprise me was Johnny Storm not being set back to normal as he continues to deal with his overcharged powers, and he also abandons his family for Spire and Skye, so hopefully we do see some sort of conclusion to his story before Dan leaves the book to go and write Spider-Man again. Fareed Karami, who has been drawing the entirety of the Reckoning War, goes out with a bang this issue with some huge, literally galaxy-spanning spectacle events and sci-fi action throughout the issue. I love that all of the big moments of the issue actually had their time to shine and time to breathe, and it didn't feel like Karami was under the gun to shove them all into 1 or 2 page spreads, and the final 2 page spreads were really encapsulating everything that I love about Marvel's cosmic heroes and environments. Just the scale and cinematic size of it all is on show here throughout Karami's art, and I love every second of it. Fantastic Four issue 45 was a fantastic ending to the Reckoning War and a lot of the things Dan Slott has set up over his run so far, closing out some very long running plot lines while exploring some exciting new ones. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. Fantastic Four issue 45 finds Alicia led to the Baxter Building roof by her kids where they find Ben. Alicia reminds the kids that she told them that with the Fantastic Four anything is possible. The family reunite with one another as Alicia asks where Reed is. Ben knows that's a long story, but Alicia can tell when he's not telling her something, wanting to know what happened out there. 1 hour before on planet T-37X, Johnny's army continues to evacuate the planet and fight off destruction as the being readies to eat the world and the Apex with it. Skye meets with Fury, who warns the woman to stay back despite Skye telling him that they need to evacuate everyone from the planet as it's being torn apart. Fury can't evac yet, wanting to stay with Uatu for as long as he can. Fury returns to Uatu, who has been taken over by all of the other Watchers' pain, taking it into himself as well as their lies and everything they have ever not shared during the gatherings, meaning that he has new chapters being written in the Cyclopedia universe, witnessing it all at once. Uatu is overcome by the pain as the ground beneath them begins to crumble and Uatu and Fury both fall towards the Apex. Inside the Apex, Dr. Doom notes how Wrath and the Reckoning have been nullified, but their doomsday device in the Macran crystal is about to blow. Sue finds Reed is alive and has been returned to normal. Reed awakens, saying that he used the ultimate nullifier and it drew the energy out of him that was turning him into a Watcher, effectively curing him. Reed had no idea that would happen, causing Dr. Doom to call him a simpleton, since he knew it would happen all along. Johnny tires of Doom's talkback, so he tries to attack him, but the Cormorant stops him. Doom says they don't have time for his outburst as they still have the Macran crystal armor bomb to deal with and it's been set to self-destruct. Sue knows if the bomb is taken out of the place, it will blow up their universe, but Jennifer thinks that it's better one universe is destroyed than all of them. Silver Surfer mends his broken board and knows exactly where to take the bomb, asking Johnny to accompany him. Human Torch and Silver Surfer grab Wrath's empty armor and speed into space as the Apex begins to crumble around Reed and the others. Doom demands that Sue protect them, prompting her to erect a shield around them as Johnny and the Surfer take the armor to destruction. tossing it into the maw of Galactus so the power of the M'Kraan Crystal's bomb can be subdued. Johnny and the Surfer are thanked for their heroics by Eternity and the other cosmic beings as Ichor asks if their planet can't be saved, making Citadel realize that the Watchers have lost their power of foresight. The Watchers' world explodes, and out of its destruction, Uatu is reborn as the Watcher, proclaiming that he sees everything as the one and only Watcher now. Uatu meets with his former race, revealing to them that he absorbed all of the knowledge of the Apex and can see every what if and what could be and what should have been. He can also see that they have wrought so much death and destruction, and what he is about to do is not interfering or bringing forth a reckoning, but instead he makes his actions to rectify. Watcher teleports everyone to the edge of existence, showing them the barrier that was erected during the First War in order to keep out the radiation fallout. Watcher destroys the barrier and reveals that the Barrens no longer exists, but the Borderlands do, which lead into new worlds, new sciences, and new gods, and there is already one being they know from there. Watcher reveals that Jack of Hearts is alive and well on the other side of the barrier, reuniting him with She-Hulk as the TV agents just as peace and love arrive, taking record for what is the best possible outcome for the Reckoning War. They tell She-Hulk that while her actions doomed the planet Raj-Lek, it also saw the birth of 8 quadrillion worlds, and all that's left to do now is resurrect Galactus. Galactus is reborn into his original self, with Eternity and the others knowing that only time will tell if he is a changed being. Surfer asks if he still hungers for worlds, but Galactus says he does, but for knowledge of the new Borderlands, asking Norrin to be his herald. Norrin declines, but he offers to be Galactus's companion into the new worlds. Watcher returns Thor, Beta Ray Bill, and the now returned to normal Destroyer armor to Asgard as the Guardians of the Galaxy and other heroes are also returned home. Johnny is glad to be going home since now Reed can finally cure him of his overcharged powers, but Reed says that he can't anymore since the knowledge of the cure left him when the Watcher's knowledge left him. Johnny becomes angered, burning hotter and brighter than ever as Sue tries to calm him down. Skye tells him to come with her to Spire since their overseer might be able to help him since he's been trying to find cures for cosmic mutations. Johnny is glad to go, wanting to get away from Reed and his sister as he teleports away with Skye and the others. Ben says he wants to go home as well and see his wife and kids, teleported away to see them as Doom tells Cormorant that if it wasn't for them, all of reality would be a charred ruin. Cormorant says he won't ever forget that or what Doom did to get his freedom as he leaves to be where he is needed most, going with Gladiator to Shi'ar space along with a M'Kraan crystal. Gladiator notices that Cormorant is with him as Jaff and Mod introduce themselves to the being, knowing together they are going to ensure that no one weaponizes the M'Kraan crystal ever again. Cormorant reveals that the only people who would ever use the crystal like a weapon again are trapped inside of it, as he shows that Ruin, Rapture, and Emnu are encased in the crystal. Reed and Sue meanwhile return through the Forever Gate, contacting Valeria and Franklin, finding out that they are still in thought space, but something weird happened when Ruin and the Badoon all disappeared. Reed thinks that the Watcher must have returned them home as well, wondering why the kids are still there. Val reveals that she used her imagination to build a Forever Gate, but the second she uses it, it will disappear and trap Franklin in thought space, and he can't go through first since he refuses to leave thought space, knowing that in thought space he is a god. His parents try to convince him to come home, but Franklin knows that he can use the power on himself and make it so that he feels the way he feels on the inside, hoping his parents understand. Reed knows they do and don't want anything else for their son. After changing himself, Franklin returns home with his sister, and Reed thinks that it's amazing Val got to make a Forever Gate out of the power of thought, and is glad since now they can dismantle the real Forever Gate and never use it again. Sue says that can wait, wanting to get Reed to a medical bay for some scans, as Val is upset that everyone will be outside celebrating the end of the war and she'll be stuck inside pulling apart the Forever Gate. The Avengers soon drop by, talking about how Moon Knight and Squirrel Girl teamed up to take down the Badoon super weapon. Ben and the kids see something in the night sky as the Watcher appears above Earth, remaking the Earth's moon from nothing as on its surface. Nick Fury thinks that Uatu did a good job remaking it just as it was. He wonders if he's forgetting something as Fury shows him the ultimate nullifier, not wanting Watcher to leave it with him since Watcher tech is dangerous. Watcher, however, says he can't think of anyone better to keep an eye on it. He shows Nick a new facility on the moon, telling him that this is where Fury's watchtower will be, and he'll now be once more the man on the wall and humanity's shield. In Latveria, Victorious and the servo droids finish up fighting the Badoon as Doom arrives home, proclaiming that he was triumphant in his battle and won the war, but now he wants to be left alone. Doom heads for his library, looking over his suit's recordings on the Reckoning, the Cormorant, and the hidden tech of the Watchers as he readies to create his very own Forever Gate.